It's scenes such as this. Federal investigators hope to never have to see again deadly train derailments.
There's life-saving technology designed to protect passengers, but it's not coming anytime soon. WNCN investigates. Michael Hyland reports on what's causing the delay and why it could affect train service all over the country.
Twisted metal and broken glass cover the tracks.
Just rolled and rolled.
This train was on its way to New York earlier this year. As it approached a curve in Philadelphia, it reached speeds over 100 miles an hour. That's more than double the speed limit.
And the next thing I knew, we were pushing out the emergency exit.
When investigators combed through the wreckage, they learned 8 people died and another 200 were injured.
I was outside and there were people screaming and bleeding.
A tragedy they say never had to happen.
If we believe that the cause of this accident was speed, it would have been prevented by positive train control.
This is Sarah Feinberg, the head of the Federal Railroad Administration. She says positive train control, or PTC, is the most important improvement for trains in a century.
The system provides an onboard warning.
This video is from the American Association of Railroads. Using a wireless communication system, PTC can sense when a train could collide with another train, or if one is going too fast, potentially preventing another tragedy on the tracks. Railroads were supposed to have this technology implemented by the end of this year, but meeting that deadline has proven more difficult than some people thought.
Overall, it's a good upgrade, but a lot is coming at one time.
Paul Worley is the head of the rail division at the North Carolina Department of Transportation. He's overseeing the state's implementation of positive train control. Almost 500,000 passengers rode trains on the Piedmont and Carolinian lines last year. Worley expects the equipment for PTC will be installed on those lines by the end of the year. But whether it's functioning...
Well, that's another thing as far as operational.
The Government Accountability Office surveyed about 30 railroads and found only a third expect to meet the congressionally mandated deadline to put PTC in place. What's been the challenge in getting all of this implemented if this technology actually could save people's lives? You're
building a nationwide system of towers, of radio towers and radio base stations that talk with mobile communicators. It's a very complex task when you're looking at every railroad that carries passenger trains, any passenger train, or any railroad that carries hazardous materials.
He thinks the system could be up and running here by the middle of next year. Other railroad managers are not as optimistic. The American Association of Railroads is lobbying Congress to extend the deadline to 2018, plus another 2 years for testing. North Carolina Senator Richard Burr agrees the railroads need more time.
They were delayed by decisions, by guidance from the regulators. And when you look when the final guidance was in, there just really isn't enough time for the rollout of that technology.
Failing to meet the deadline would mean trains don't run. Amtrak even told members of Congress it would suspend service in mid-December if the deadline's not extended. Congress agreed to a 3-year extension last Wednesday as part of a larger bill dealing with highway funding.
Oh, it will definitely provide safety. It will provide safety for the riders as well as freight. That you'll see, and you'll see numbers over time that reflect that.
In Raleigh, Michael Hyland, WNCN News.
The state's Department of Transportation says trains struck and killed 20 people last year who were illegally on the tracks. Of course, not all incidents like that are preventable, but experts say PTC has the ability to reduce fatal incidents involving trains overall.